What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Persevere Performance Podcast. I am Coach G, and I'm actually super excited about today because, as you guys know, we are at the end of 2024. I don't know when you're watching this, but right now when we're recording this, we have 30 days exactly left in 2024, and we're approaching 2025. And I know with the new year coming, all of us are going to have different goals, different resolutions, whatever you want to call them, right? I like to call them goals because goals are goals, resolutions are just kind of like a dream. But that's a whole different video. So what I wanted to do today is I wanted to give you guys 5 simple tips to help you actually achieve those goals, especially when they come to your fitness. But this can really apply to anything and everything. Obviously, I'm in the fitness space, so I am going to gear them towards fitness. So without further ado, right, before I get into these tips, the biggest thing I do want to touch base on is when somebody sets a goal. There's a big difference between a goal and a dream, right? A dream is just something that you envision, right? Something that you think would be nice or you think of. A goal is something that you've actually written down. And that is a biggest game changer right there, because a lot of people say they want to achieve something, they constantly say it, but they never take the time to actually put it on paper and actually envision what that actually looks like. So the first tip with writing that goal down is you have to make your goal a SMART goal. If you've never heard of the acronym SMART, I have a video previously that really breaks down what a SMART goal is. So I'm not going to go too deep into that. But what a SMART goal is, it is a goal that is specific, right? The S. That is measurable, the M. It's achievable, the A. It's relevant to who you are, what you're trying to achieve, what you're trying to do. And last but not least, it's time bound, meaning you have a timeline that you're trying to hit that target by. The reason this is so important is because it can be, a lot of people's goals are very vague, right? And I'll just use this as an example. A lot of people go into 2025 and they say, I want to lose some weight. Cool. So if you lose half a pound, did you hit that goal? Right? If you lose 1 pound, did you hit that goal? If you hit that 1 pound by December, did you hit that goal? So it's so important to get specific, have a way to measure it, right? Because when you don't know exactly what you're shooting for, right? When you don't know what the goal actually is, it's very hard to reverse engineer and break it down into the things you have to achieve in order for you to get that goal. So I'll use an example of a SMART goal, right? This is just an example. Is I want to lose 10 pounds of body fat by July 1st. Is that specific? Yeah, right? 10 pounds. Is it measurable? Yeah, I mean, if you are, moving towards those 10 pounds or not, like, you're going to be able to measure it, right? Is it achievable? I think it's a pretty good amount of time before those 10 pounds need to happen, right? So I do think it's achievable. Is it relevant? If your goal is fat loss, then yes, it is relevant. If that's one of the biggest things that is going to help you get healthier, and that's what your goal is, then yes. And then lastly, time bound, right? By July 1st. So the reason that's so important is because as you move closer and closer to July 1st, you got to be able to assess, am I getting closer to that goal or am I not? So SMART goal, number 1. Number 2, I highly recommend you have to create a system of accountability. What does that mean? To some people, that means hiring a coach, right? That's what coaches are for. They're here to hold you accountable. They're here to hold the fire to your goals, because when you, one, don't tell anybody, have nobody to hold you accountable, it's very easy to just let the time slide, right? Let the week slide, or say, oh, well, I'll just start Monday. Or if you slip, I'll just start next week. But when you have accountability, when you have somebody that is holding you accountable, it's not as easy to just do that. So that is huge, and surrounding yourself with other people that are also driven towards that goal. Maybe not the exact same goal, but say your goal is to lose fat because you want to get healthier. You want to hang out with people that have goals of getting healthier, whatever that means to them. And that's huge. Number 3, emphasize on rest and recovery. And the reason I really made this number 3 is because as we go into the new year's, right, we're going into 2025. It's so easy to be so excited that you start going to the gym. You go from going to the gym not at all to going to the gym 7 times a week, right, and just absolutely crushing yourself. Well, number 1, that is unsustainable. You will not be able to maintain that long term. Number 2, you're going to be exhausted, dude. Like, that is not going to be fun. So the reason I put this in here is because for the longest time, that's something that I neglected and something that I put to the back end. But you realize that when it comes to actually reaching your goals, it's not about intensity. It's more about consistency. And making sure you're emphasizing on your rest and recovery is a huge piece of keeping you consistent, not intense. So that's why I put that as number 3. Number 4 is going to be embracing incremental progress. I think sometimes people get too caught up on the big number, which is 10 pounds. I want to get 10 pounds, 10 pounds. That they forget to like celebrate and embrace the half pound here, the 1 pound here, right? But not only that, also feeling better while those things are happening, right? Having more energy while those things are happening, being able to run a little bit longer while those 10 pounds are happening. All of those little incremental wins sometimes get put in the back burner because you get so caught up on like am I moving closer to those 10 pounds or not, right? So that's why number 4 I say is embracing those small wins, really focusing on that 1% better every single day. Become 1% better every day. Just celebrating those small wins. It's important. It's crucial, right? It's important to celebrate those small wins, but it's also important to stay on those small wins, to keep pushing, to keep going. Utilize them to motivate you, but not to make you feel complacent or make you feel like you don't need to push any further. And number 5, last but not least, constantly building a habit of reflection, reviewing, and adjusting. I think this is one of the biggest things that has helped me massively, not only when it comes to my business, my fitness, but also when it comes to business period. Is I do on a monthly basis, I do a review of how did this month go? Did I move closer to my goals or did I not? And I don't go by feeling, I go by facts, right? I set out goals for the month. Did I achieve those goals or did I not achieve those goals? You can do that. I do that on a weekly basis as well. It's so important because a lot of people just kind of go with the flow, right? They just wake up one week and then next month is the same and then next week is the same. They never take the time to reflect and evaluate where you're going so that you can adjust accordingly, right? If you didn't move closer to those goals, that's okay. But what can you do this upcoming month to actually move the needle towards that, right? And that's huge. I think that's been one of the biggest game changers for me when it comes to that and actually achieving goals. And I think that would help you guys massively as well. So just to kind of wrap that up, right? Setting smart goals, number 1. Create yourself a support system. Number 2, prioritize recovery. Number 3, embrace incremental improvements, really honing into that 1% improvement, 1% better every single day. And lastly, again, review, reflect, adjust. So yeah, that's my 5 tips that I have for you guys going into 2025 when it comes to actually achieving those goals, those resolutions, those things you are going to set for yourself. I hope that was helpful, guys. And yeah, if it was, make sure you comment down below. Let me know which one of those you're going to be implementing most. And get out there and get 1% better every single day.